This tutorial covers patient statements, which are located in the Billing tab of the Patient Information screen, and can be mass-produced from the Reports section of the Business tab. A patient statement is a summary of invoices. Redpine patient statements are designed to show the patient exactly what was billed and why they are responsible for the particular portion. You may create a statement for an individual patient in the Patient's Information screen through the Billing tab using the Statement link. You can also batch print patient statements for all of your patients or selected patients using the Batch Manager. The patient we will use to demonstrate generating a statement for an individual patient through the Patient Information screen is Tyler Hatter. Click the fifth tab over, titled Billing. You will notice the links at the top of the Billing tab say Invoices, Payments, and Statements. Before generating the statement, a good rule of thumb is to see if the patient has monies posted on account that should be applied first. Once the on-account monies are double-checked, click on the Statements link. The top portion of this link shows you any statements that have been generated in the past. The bottom portion is to preview or generate a statement using an episode and date range, as well as the ability to customize the type and options available for the statement creation. The preview button is only used to see where a patient's account is at currently, without actually creating a record of the statement being generated. A great example of this would be for a motor vehicle case, or a labor and industry case. Attorneys request statements or account records for every case they take on. This is when you would preview and print the current records. Another example of this instance would be for patients that have the savings plans with their employer or their insurance company. They will request records of what was done so they may be reimbursed for their payments. Use this tool to print out a current record for the patient. The Generate button is used to keep a permanent record on the patient's account of when the statement was created and when the patient was billed. If a patient comes in to dispute their charges, you would view their current statement using the View icon next to the statement. This icon is available once the statement is generated. For this patient, we will generate a new statement. First, determine if you are generating a statement for a specific episode or non-episode related invoice, such as products not connected to an episode when invoiced and sold. We will select the first episode. Next, let's choose our date range. We will enter in our date range from September 30th to today's date. You can choose to show a summary or detailed view. And you also have the option to show closed invoices and pending claim invoices. You can always play with these choices and preview the results to see what works best for the situation. Then click Generate. A patient statement is a summary of invoices, which opens in a separate browser tab. Redpine patient statements are designed to show the patient exactly what was billed and why they're responsible for a particular portion. The information on a statement is quite comprehensive. Click the Print link to print this statement. Notice this fold mark here, which makes tri-folding the statement easy. You will also notice that the statement prints both addresses in the correct areas for use with windowed envelopes. Please note, when a patient has more than one episode, you must create a separate statement for each, or use the other episode to print one for the unattached items. You can also create and print multiple patient statements in batches. Select the Patient Statements link here under the Reports section in the Business tab. The Patient Statement Batch Creator opens. Select the patient's last name range. It defaults A to Z, but you could produce smaller batches if you wish. Then determine the Statement Detail Date range. It defaults to the last month as of the current date, and make your statement type and option selections as appropriate. To create the batch, select the Submit button. The system will put the batch request into the system for creation. Notice the batch ID number is displayed here. It could take only a few minutes or even an hour to create the batch. It does this to optimize the speed of your system while creating the batch after submitting the batch. Important note, there is no need to stay on this screen. You can even log off. The batch will continue to be created. To check on the status of the batch, refresh the batch, delete the batch, or print the batch. Click on the Show Batch Manager icon. Once the batch is completed, you can download the batch file as a PDF and print the batch as a whole, delete it, retry the batch if it errors, or refresh the batch.